Hello friends, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. I am Martina Lily and it is the time of year where we need to do yearly favorites. I legit feel like I was just doing 2023's favorites and now we are doing 2024 favorites. Normally I do massive videos where I have a heap of favorites and I go through them, but I'm going to do something a little bit differently this year. I'm going to do a top 15 faves for a couple of different reasons, but first, just quickly, this is not an original idea. I saw Simply Blair here on YouTube, which we do lives together and stuff all the time. I absolutely adore her. She did a top 10 favorites for the year and I really liked that idea. So I'm gonna link Blair's original video down below. Throughout the year, I have done a heap of like speed reviews, mid-year favorite videos. I've also done like full collection tours and stuff this year. So I feel like you guys probably, if you watch my videos, really know all of the products that I've been really loving this year. I just felt like if I was going to sit down and do like the original format where I pick like all of my favorites, it was probably easier and quicker to actually just show you the things I didn't like that I tried this year versus not. So yeah, I thought the top 15 would be the way to go. And I will still do my makeup regrets and stuff like that, don't you worry. So hopefully this all sounds interesting to you guys. If it does, go ahead and do the YouTube things, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and let's get started. So these are my top favorite creme de la creme products that I have tried this year. It's not like one in each category or anything like that. It's literally, when I think of 2024 and all of the makeup that I've tried, these are the top 15 products that come to mind that I'm just like, oh, these are a run, don't walk. I feel so passionate about them. I almost get angry about them. Products, you know what I mean? They may not have specifically been released this year. I think 90% of them have been, but they're products that I've tried this year. All of the products that I mentioned in today's video will be linked in the description box. They are affiliate links, so if you shop through them, thank you so much. These are not ranked. Don't do it to me. Just don't do it to me, okay? I'm not ranking these. These are just gonna be, I'm just gonna pick them up and talk about them. I know I'm talking a lot and you guys are like, just get into it. Just give me 20 more seconds. Pretty please. There have just been so many makeup products this year that I have tried that I have loved and adored. So if there are a heap of products in here that you're like, but you said you love this and you said you love this and you're not mentioning them, I still really like them, truly. I really do. I will still do my makeup regrets video where I tell you the products that I've tried this year that I'm like, I would give this back if I could and take my money back. But you know, all of my makeup favorites, my collection tour, my mid-year favorites, that kind of thing where I'm like, I love these products, they still stand. It's just, these are like the ones that I'm so in love with that I'm angry about, you know? Okay, let's get into it. Let's get the absolute obvious one out of the way. And if I had to rank these and pick a number one, this is probably the number one, and it's kind of random, but it's the Rephr Eye Balm. I have said all year since I tried this that this is my favorite product I have tried this year. So it is just a clear moisturizing eye balm. I put it on as like an eye primer, so I still use eye cream and everything. I do my eyes first, so usually what I'll do when I sit down to do my makeup is actually put some of this on, do my eyes, and then I usually put some more on just because I have incredibly dry under eyes, like incredibly dry, and I still need to set them because I find, I guess maybe because I just have so many lines under there still, I don't know what it is, but if I don't set my under eyes, it's a hot mess. But sometimes even setting them, then it can offset, like take up the dryness another level, you know, it's just a whole thing. However, since discovering this just adds this beautiful extra really thin level of hydration on my under eyes. It's also really smoothing and cooling on the under eyes, and I just find my concealer wears so much more beautifully throughout the entire day when I use this. I cannot get enough of this. I will repurchase it instantly when I use it up, or if I lost it. I love it. If you have really dry under eyes like me, give it a look. Truly give it a look. And I know that like Scott Barnes used like Aquaphor, and I think I saw someone else maybe use like Vaseline or something. I can't use those heavy products on my under eyes like that because they will give me milia, whereas this product is so thin and like the ingredients in it hasn't given me milia or anything. But I know for a fact if I was to use something like Aquaphor or like Vaseline or something on my under eyes like some of the makeup artists are doing, that would give me milia, just as an FYI if you're gonna pop that suggestion down there. Another product that I feel like I have ranted and raved about all year is the REM blushes. So I have two. These are the satin matte blushes from REM Beauty. I have Rosé on Mars and Peach Planet. I honestly would pick up so many more shades of this. It's just that the other shades I probably wouldn't wear a whole lot or wouldn't suit my skin tone, but if she extends the shade range, I'm there buying them. These are stunning. These are kind of like the these are what I imagine the YSL All Hours blushes that are gonna come out shortly will be like, because these are pretty much the YSL All Hours bronzer formula, maybe actually a little bit more luxury feeling even than that, and a little bit more like creamy feeling than that. These are just phenomenal. They're so blurring, they're buildable, they're soft, they're long wearing. They are a whole level of luxury. These blushes, they are stunning. I have said since I tried them, run, don't walk. They are very affordable. They're truly, the product is truly mind-blowing. It is a luxury blush. I do not think you would regret trying these. They have my heart. I just want to use them all day, every day. Truly. I cannot get enough of these. Shall we just get all of the blushes out of the way because I feel like they're really obvious? The next ones are the Fenty Beauty Suede blushes. I think they're called the Suede blushes, right? Yeah, Suede powder blush. These are gorgeous. Again, it's actually, so this is baking cakes and sundress season, by the way. I've used all of these in so many videos. These are very similar to the REM, but instead of being a bit more, like the REM is like, for lack of a better word, and it's going to make them sound bad, but it's not bad, okay? But like the REM formula almost feels a little bit thicker. These feel like thin satin or like thin silk. That's what this formula feels like, but it's same but different to the REM, and they're phenomenal. Rihanna did the thing with these. These are so good. Now I have the matte ones. I don't have the shimmer ones because I'm not a shimmer blush gal, but these are, oh, and Baking Cakes is like the most perfect everyday shade. Absolutely stunning. And again, like blurring, buildable, soft, lovely, like, oh. These are actually, you can only still get these on the Fenty website from like Australia. It hasn't come out in Sephora Australia, but I can't wait till they do because I'm totally going to pick up more shades. They're just absolutely beautiful. Lastly, on the blush front, the Glamonatrix Lip and Cheek Tints. I've talked about these all year because these came out in like January and I have not stopped talking about these, okay? I'm going to insert swatches of these. I've got all the shades swatched for you. These are so good. They are a less pigmented version of the Rephr Beauty blushes and a more thinner, natural version of the Rephr blushes, if you can imagine that. Like the Rephr Beauty blushes, don't get me wrong, absolute perfection, but these are even more perfection than them. And they just don't get any attention or hype, I guess, because it's a little bit harder to maybe get the brand, but don't sleep on them. They are gorgeous. They are so thin and natural on the cheeks and so long wearing and really easy to use. Absolute perfection, truly. Just run, don't walk. I just feel like all of these products are super obvious. There's probably a couple that maybe aren't, maybe one, maybe two that aren't super obvious. Another really obvious one, the Chanel loose powder. This is the best powder I have tried, hands down, truly. The more I use it, the more I love it. I cannot get enough of this loose powder. I have said it a few times in videos, so I'm sorry I'm repeating myself again. But I went to Bali this year. I woke up at 3 a.m, put my makeup on, it was a very early flight, put my foundation on, set it with this, and when I got to Bali and got to my hotel after all of the rigmarole, which was about 12-13 hours later in the day, and I had flown in, like, just, you know, flying is disgusting, my makeup, I'm kidding you not, like my complexion looked exactly the same. Exactly the same. My lips had gone, my eyeshadow had worn, everything else was looking rough, but my complexion looked exactly the same. And that is what this loose powder does. It just sets and forgets my makeup in the most beautiful way. Now, I have combination skin, so if you're combo oily skin, you're really gonna love this. If you have dry skin, just use it a little bit less. I think it'll still be fine. But it just sets, it keeps my oils at bay, and it blurs, and it just keeps everything looking so flawless. I cannot stress to you enough. I do not know why this is not screamed from the rooftops. Lisa Eldridge loves it and puts it in her pro kit. Just saying. Oh, you guys, it is the best powder. Truly the best powder. Truly. In saying that though, let me shout out just another powder because maybe that one wasn't for you. The Face Atelier Glass Skin Powder, okay? Again, whoa, a powder that I can set in the morning, go to work for 13 plus hours, come home, and my makeup looks exactly the same. My complexion makeup hasn't budged. I do not need to touch up. It is phenomenal. Now, there's a little learning curve with this. If you're going to use a water powder, make sure you use a powder puff. Don't use a brush. It's going to apply awkwardly. Use a light hand. But once you're used to applying this, which is not hard, it's just, you just don't want to go in like you would a normal powder is all. It sets and forgets. Now again, combo oily skin, so you will love this because it is quite it's like a matte powder finish, and it warms up and is quite lovely, but it is more matte. So if you have dry normal skin, I'd actually recommend the Rephr water powder over this one, but if you have combo oily, then go this one. And again, if you want something that is going to set and forget and your makeup is not going to budge, those two powders, you don't need anything else. They are just that good. They're just that good. The Lancome Tint Idol Bronzer, it needs to stop it. It's that good. Like, it is that good, honestly. Oh, it feels, this actually feels like the REM blushes. That's what this feels like. Slightly thinner in terms of like, or just slightly different. This is a little bit more velvety. Oh, it is so stunning. It is buildable, easy to apply, and so blurring and thin on the skin. It just looks like you're sun-kissed. It is such an impeccable formula. It is foolproof, and it just has the most beautiful finish. I cannot get enough of this bronzer. It is absolutely gorgeous. You will pry my bronzer collection from my cold dead hands, but I guess if you had to like take it all, I can keep this one. It's so good. However, I really need you guys to know how good the It's All Fluff bronzer is. So I got sent this in PR, and this has captivated me. Now, It's All Fluff is an Australian indie makeup brand, but they do ship worldwide, and it's all completely recyclable. So their entire line is recyclable. So their bronzer comes like in this metal packaging, or it comes separately, sorry, in like its own recyclable packaging, and then you get the compact, but this is refillable. And then this is the bronzer. This is the lightest shade. It's actually the powder bronzer I'm wearing today. But the thing with this bronzer is, one, I love the shade. It has this almost ever so slight like rosy tone undertone to it, like just ever so soft, like cool tone rosy tone, so it's beautiful. But again, it's kind of like the Lancome, but this one's probably more closer to like the YSL All Hours formula. But it's very blurring and buildable, foolproof. Like you can put it on the dark and you're gonna be completely fine, and it just wears gorgeously. It's stunning. But I really love the shade of this one in particular for my skin tone. It is just perfection. And it took me by surprise. Like, this bronzer formula is such a luxury, gorgeous formula. And then the packaging is it's so luxe. This is like a paperweight though, so just FYI, but it is so luxe. They've also just brought out cream blushes, and that's what I've got on. Gorgeous. And their lip oils are beautiful as well. So for example, their lip oils come like this. Stunning. The whole brand, like It's All Fluff, the brand, top 15. Like, it's blown my mind how good this is. Don't sleep on it. So I just want to say, like, none of this is sponsored at all, period. This is just true favorites. Some of these products I got in PR, like the It's All Fluff and the Glaminatrix, the rest I bought with my own money, but these are just products that I'm like obsessed about. The Chanel Sublimage Concealer. I have a review of this on my channel. Honestly, I think you have seen all of these products on my channel multiple times, except for maybe one. Multiple times. This concealer took me by surprise. I didn't expect this concealer to be so full coverage. It's actually the one I'm wearing today. I don't know why. I just anticipated it to be a little bit more of a light medium coverage. I felt like Chanel was giving that vibe, but no, this is a full coverage concealer, and you can just do these really thin buildable layers and get it like full coverage. It's brilliant. A little bit goes a long way. It's expensive. It's like $149 Australian, but it's going to last you 4 years, truly. And it is flawless. Like, it's so thin on the under eyes, you don't feel like you're wearing anything, but it gives you the coverage. It's smoothing. It's hydrating, but it's not greasy hydrating, so it's not like moving around. It really just stays put, but it doesn't like dry out your under eyes. Oh, it wears so well throughout the day. I love it. I love it so much. Again, another product, like all of these products I'm repurchasing instantly once they're used up. It's just so good. And it's been years of me trying every concealer under the sun, honestly, to find ones that I'm just like, don't change anything about you. You are amazing. And the Chanel Sublimage is that. I just am obsessed. The other concealer, the Westman Atelier ones. These are amazing. I have L1 and L2. I have the shade 10. The shades will be down in the description box down below. Again, I have a full review of these if you want to see them. These are so good, okay? These are so good. Westman Atelier designed these to really just blend out where you apply them. So they're not like a emollient formula in terms of like they're going to stretch across the skin, which I actually really appreciate. She also has encapsulated these like micro hyaluronic acid spheres in the formula. So this one's L1, this is L2. If I had to pick just one shade, I would just pick L1, but I like to mix the two together. So this is a hydrating formula, again, without it being a greasy formula in terms of it's going to move around. This is actually the only concealer out of my entire collection, or any concealer that I have ever tried, that I actually don't need to set my under eyes when I use this. This is a self-setting concealer, and it actually self-sets in a really beautiful way, and it stays like really smooth and like plump in a nice way on the under eyes. It doesn't move around, and it just wears gorgeously throughout the day, even without powder, which is huge for me. Buildable coverage, like medium full coverage. I get a little bit more coverage out of the Chanel Sublimage concealer than this one, but it's still a good full coverage. It wears beautifully. Again, smoothing, very thin. Buildable, like less is more, like just little dots and then build them up, and it's super natural. It's just absolutely perfection. And another one that thinking of Westman Atelier, I was like, oh, her concealer is going to be very light coverage and serum-like. No. Westman Atelier absolutely did it with this. It is perfection. It is a tailorable coverage up to full coverage, and it's perfection. A lipstick that absolutely stole my heart this year, the Westman Atelier Lip Suedes. Honestly, I did a full face of Westman Atelier this year, and there's a lot of her products, to be fair, that absolutely stole my heart. Like like the cream blushes. Oof. I started off with like one cream shade, now I have 4. But these are amazing. I have 4 shades. I will insert swatches for you guys. PK is my favorite, which is actually this one. Oh, these are so good. These are a one swipe pigmentation, like they are pigmented. They are so light and thin on the lips, so they don't feel heavy. They're a suede, but they're not a matte. So they're not a satin where they're going to wear off really quickly, but they're not a matte where they're going to wear as long as, say, like a liquid matte, like a liquid lip matte. But they're also like airy and fluffy on the lips and hydrating. Like these do not dry out my lips at all, which is a problem that I find with like anything other than a satin lip. And I don't know, these just really honestly took me by storm. I absolutely can't get enough of them. Sorry, I can't talk today. I really would like to see her expand this shade range with a whole shade of different browns, because I just need more. And browns are kind of the only shade I wear. It's my comfort zone, and I just love these. I love the packaging. I love them. I love them. Run, Don't Walk, so good. Again, these came out towards the start of the year, and I have just non-stop talked about them. A new lipstick that came into my collection only recently, but I just, again, fallen head over heels in love with, is the Lisa Eldridge Rouge Experience lipsticks. I actually have Romy, this shade, on my lips right now. I have 4 shades. I've done a review, but I'll insert the swatches of the shades that I have right here for you as well. These are described as a true velvet cross the luxuriously lucent formula from Lisa, and that's exactly how I would describe them. They're also described as like a kind of like a lip balm, but in a lipstick. Again, how I would describe them. They are very, very comfortable, very nourishing on the lips, but they have a good amount of pigment to them. They're not the most longest wearing. You will need to reapply them throughout the day consistently. I don't mind that though, because they're the kind of formula that you can kind of just apply in the dark, and it's not going to be awkward and like go everywhere. And they're absolutely beautiful. The shades that she's released are gorgeous. The formula is perfection. The packaging is completely recyclable and also refillable, so you can like pull it out. She designed this packaging after her vintage collection, and it's stunning. Like, she's designed this packaging to last basically a lifetime. You can get it engraved in the bottom with your initials if you want. Everything about this is just a luxury experience, but the formula as well is just absolutely luxury. Lisa did it again. I just adore her. She can do no wrong. A product that is going to probably surprise you that's in this top 15, and you guys have only kind of seen me use it, I think, twice on my channel, but I've actually been using this for about 2 weeks, and truly, my jaw is on the floor at how obsessed and how flawless this product is. And it's the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Primer. So it's the primer I'm wearing today, through my T-zone in particular. Wow. Again, a product that I didn't expect to work so well. I don't know why, I just did not expect this to work so well. I thought it was going to be too matte on my skin, but it is not. This is a matte primer that mattifies your face without like stripping your face. It doesn't feel like I've put a matte primer on at all. You know how sometimes if you're using a matte product, it can like pull your skin? It doesn't feel like that. It feels like you're wearing no product at all. It's so light and just airy on the face. It doesn't smooth pores or anything like that. At least I don't find it to do anything like that, but it does apply just a nice, like, kind of almost, it's like a little bit of a smoother canvas for the foundation. It's the way that this keeps my oils at bay the entire day that impresses me the most. And I've tried this with like a heap of different powders, like powders that don't usually keep my face set for very long, like my Chanel powder, every kind of powder, and it performs the same. Like, it just keeps everything just flawless. And just right now where I live, it is so humid. My skin is so oily because it is just so humid. Like, you put makeup on and it honestly just wants to melt off. Like, I have my air conditioning on right now and it does not feel like I do. Okay, it is that hot. And this just keeps everything flawless. It really does. I'm so impressed. I did not expect to love this as much as I do, so much so that it has to be in this video. You know what I'm saying? And lastly, two very obvious products. So these are the last two top 15 products. The Dior Forever Stick Foundation and the Dior Forever Contour Stick. These are so good. These are so good. Wow. I have actually never loved a Dior foundation, and this one, my lordy. So I have the shade 1N. Do I have 1N? Yes, 1N. Right here. Again, I have a review of this on my channel and I have ranted and raved about this for the entire time I have had it. So good, okay? Blurring, smoothing, long wearing, easy to apply, easy to blend out. It is buildable coverage. You can get it to be a pretty full coverage. It is a very hydrating formula, but I don't find it to be a hydrating formula that increases my oils or anything. It just plumps my skin up in a really nice way. I still need to set my face, but I need to set my face with everything. But it's just, I don't, you know, some hydrating foundations can like really enhance the oils throughout the day. This doesn't do that. It just honestly is like, I've put really good skincare on. Flawless. Wears so well. I got my mum onto this. She's already onto her second tube of it. She loves it. It's so good. It just wears gorgeously. It feels like you're wearing nothing. It's very thin and natural on the skin. Dior did it. Dior did it. And then the contour stick, I have the shade Light, is exactly the same formula pretty much. And I really love the shade of this. It's such a beautiful kind of neutral contour shade for me. It is really foolproof in the sense that even when you put too much on, which I pretty much accidentally do every time I use it, it just blends out so easily. It's, like I said, very easily blended out, you know, very emollient, long wearing, absolutely gorgeous. If you are super oily and you're like, I can't have any hydration, okay? The Westman Atelier Biscuit Contour Stick is going to be for you because it's a very similar product, but that one has kaolin clay in it. So the Westman Atelier Biscuit Stick is going to keep your oils at bay for a lot longer, whereas this one isn't going to do anything to keep your oils at bay, but it's not going to, I don't find it like does anything to my skin in terms of oils, but you know, just FYI. But I love this. I think this is phenomenal. It's, again, I could give up all of my cream bronzers if I had to and just keep this. It's so good. I love it. Yeah, Dior did it. Dior did it, and I'm impressed. So that is my top 15 like mind-blowing products I have tried this year. Again, there are so many, you guys, that I absolutely love. Like the amount of lip liners, for example, I've tried this year that I love, like the Hermes lip liner, the Tom Ford lip liner, creme de la creme. The Rephr lip sculpts, creme de la creme. I just actually did a Rephr full face as well, so check that out because there are quite a few products in there that are like chef's kiss as well. The Bobbi Brown eyeliners, the YSL Touche primer, the Ilia complexion stick foundation, so good. A million different cream brushes that I've tried this year, like a heap of different bronzers. Honestly, there are so many products that I have loved and adored this year, but I gotta say these 15 are the ones that I'm like, oh, like, they're so good. Anyway, hopefully you liked this and hopefully it was okay that I did kind of a shorter version of this. I just feel like for those of you that watch my channel all the time, you already know what I love about all of my products. I feel like I've really talked about all of my collection this year. So I'm hoping that this was just a little bit of fun for you, and I'm gonna assume that most of you pretty much guessed my top 15. But let me know. There's probably some that shocked you, maybe a couple that surprised you. There might even be a couple of products that have like just magically disappeared from my mind at this point in time. But anyway, these are the top 50. Let me know your thoughts down below and let me know your top product for the year. I would love to know as well. If you're watching till this point, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate you. Extra special shout out to my Lily absolute legends. Thank you so much for all your support and all of my other channel members, and I hope you have the most amazing day wherever you are in the world, and I will see you next time. Bye!